So, hi everyone, I'm Marius Meunch, an assistant professor at the University of Birmingham, and I'm teaching and researching a lot in computer security. I got into this topic myself by Capture the Flag competition, so it started for me out as a hobby. I originally wanted to do something completely different, well, not completely, slightly completely, aerospace engineering. I started a career in there, and then realized I actually have more fun doing cybersecurity and computer security related topics. And academia and university, teaching and research really well aligned with my goals and interests, and that's how I ended up here.
I'm Todd Waugh Ambridge. I'm an assistant professor here in the School of Computer Science at University of Birmingham. I did an undergraduate degree and a PhD degree here, and I got involved with cyber throughout my undergraduate degree. And now, as a lecturer, I've been involved in a variety of initiatives, including the Hack Room, which I wear a t-shirt of, Cyber Leaders Challenge, and of course Cyberspark. So what I'm really interested in is how we connect the teaching side of things to cybersecurity, how we teach cybersecurity better. That's where my interest in cyber really, really lies.
I think in the UK and in England there is definitely a perceived need of more cybersecurity, and people are really interested and engaged in the topic. We can see that the government and organizations helping them aside, like the NCSC, the National Cybersecurity Center, are all working towards the goal of making us more secure and society more resilient against cyber attacks. Yeah, so on threats I think mainly two technical issues, and one is the ghost from the past and the other the ghost of the future, so to say. In the past we have a lot of legacy code embedded in a lot of different devices and systems out there. Take for instance mobile phones. The mobile stacks, even we talk about disabling 2G in the future, phones will still be able to communicate over 2G. We're currently not looking into removing those stacks. And so there's a huge amount of legacy code which was not built to be secure, and it's still around in our everyday devices. Looking to the future, I think one particular issue we're facing these days is the implications of generative AI for code generation. It's a great tool, it's fantastic, it creates really, really good results and fast results this day, but certainly not the most secure one. There is something to it to well design a system, think it through, and make sure that there are no security vulnerabilities arise even in the concept and creation phase of something. And with taking shortcuts over Gen AI, we often see that, these security considerations in the design phase are just completely taken out, adding to more insecurity in the longer run.
Cybersecurity is one of the big research themes that we have here in Birmingham. We have a Centre for Cybersecurity here, and it's also really embedded in our teaching. So we have core modules in second year and optional modules in third year for our bachelor students. We also have an MSc in cybersecurity, and it's hugely popular. Students are very successful from those programs, and we're really, really connected. We've got some great researchers here that do great research into cybersecurity and embed that within the teaching. So, and we're trying to do really dynamic teaching because obviously cybersecurity is like such an important area. So we've got really exciting kind of modes of assessment where, like your challenge, students are hacking into things and doing that rather than just sitting and doing an exam. So we've got, cybersecurity is really important to our teaching here at Birmingham.
So universities are a place of education, and education across all dimensions. One part, of course, is preparing our students for employability in their later jobs, but there's also a full other part of education, which is teaching interesting and society relevant topics, and cybersecurity actually checks the needs for both of these different directions. Here at the University of Birmingham in our computer science degrees, we have in our undergraduate courses already multiple different modules which are either embedding cybersecurity at its core or are optional modules really diving deep into the low-level details of cybersecurity. Additionally, here we also offer a dedicated master's program in cybersecurity. It's a one-year program touching on all the different subjects of security. We try to have a kind of balanced approach where we both teach, on one hand, in some courses, very deep, low-level technical details, which may be useful if people go into penetration testing or trying to assess the security of a system. On the other hand, we also teach in our master's program more higher-level skills in modules like designing management of secure systems, so that our students get the more higher-level view on security as well.
I think what events such as the Cyberspark event help us to do is to embed that teaching further and then apply that learning even more in a more long-form scenario.
Yes, I think that is exactly the right point you're pressing on. This kind of high pressure or competitive ways to teach and learn cybersecurity skills works very well for some people, including me. However, a lot of us are different learners and have different approaches to acquiring knowledge, and I am sure that a more competitive way is not always the answer, and especially not for everyone. We had in the past other projects like Hack Room, where we tried to build a cybersecurity themed escape room with a very similar idea to get people interested in cybersecurity. And this way we had more of there was also time pressure at the end. It was an escape room, but it was more of a social and interactive learning together experience, which worked out very well for other learners. Yeah, so in cybersecurity, one was Hack Room, as we just mentioned. There was a project we ran early last year and had it showcased in May in the Exchange Birmingham, a cybersecurity escape room. So having a classical escape room with the idea of getting out of a room in a certain amount of time, but with the need to apply concepts from cybersecurity to break out of the room. Now, sometimes these are directly cybersecurity-inspired challenges, as you would find it here as well. In other times, it's more the abstract concept mapped into real-world objects, so really a blended approach of learning. Other than that, beyond Hack Room, we have University Ethical Hacking Club, or Computer Science Ethical Hacking Club, finite numbers of monkeys, which meet every week in a low-pressure environment, and they learn together different topics. Occasionally they play so-called capture the flag competitions, but the more important bit for this ethical hacking club is the communal feeling and building a student society and a place of belonging and learning together the different topics of computer security. We traditionally work together with companies, both like now at the event here, right? It's fantastic that Cyberspark comes in and helps with running this event or runs the event. We also had capture the flag competitions hosted by different companies previously on our campus. Projects like Hack Room were directly created together with a startup, and a lot of our study degrees offer the opportunity for taking a year of industry. So students would go during their studies for 1 year, having a placement at some company, and learn a lot of additional skills on the job. And this is open to a lot of different students in computer science and also across a lot of different areas. And we do have some students going to cybersecurity placements, and typically they do enjoy the industry work, and oftentimes they also secure directly a job for after their studies. I would recommend to follow your passion first. If cybersecurity is your passion, fantastic, go for it. However, here I also really recommend to try avoiding keeping shortcuts. It's important to also learn the fundamentals. Only if we really know how a system works, we can know how to secure it. So just looking at vulnerabilities and isolations will not bring you far in a cybersecurity career. So make sure to understand the fundamentals and stay curious. Technology evolves all about the time, like we keep inventing, and as such cybersecurity will also need to reinvent or need to relearn and adapt to the current technologies all over the time. So if you enjoy a challenge, if you enjoy keeping yourself up on your toes, educating yourself continuously, I think then cybersecurity is a fantastic career opportunity.
Yeah, so if you're thinking about doing cybersecurity at university, I'd say absolutely get into a computer science degree and take any opportunities you have within your optional module choices to do cybersecurity modules. But you have to go beyond that. You can't just rely on your university teaching. Obviously, I'm a lecturer, I want to say you can, but you've got to go above and beyond because it's an incredibly competitive workplace. It's an incredibly competitive job market, but also it's a job market where if you've not applied those skills already, people are going to notice that. So it's great, come to university, get all those skills, but make sure while you're at university and while you're in school actually, take any opportunities that come up to apply those skills through events such as this and through other initiatives as well. And if you're constantly practicing those skills, if you ever find yourself in a job where I have to actually deal with a real life situation, you're going to be best prepared to do it.